Well, we had a call from an RCMP officer who was heading home after work in the dark. All of a sudden realized there was a porcupine on the road, there was a car coming the other direction. He had no options but to run over the mother.
It's the type of story they hear at the Medicine River Wildlife Center all the time. They hear the stories from drivers who stop to see if anyone needs saving.
And he saw something moving, so he reached in and took out a 1-pound baby porcupine, took him home and started making phone calls as to, now what am I going to do with this thing?
And that's when this story takes a different turn. The Medicine River Wildlife Center has saved several fawns after their mothers have been killed in road accidents, but they'd never dealt with a brand new porcupine before.
We put him in the incubator and we treated him, and within a couple days he had really perked up and was starting to eat his formula really well. Really, without a wild mother to teach him how to survive out there, if he had been released, his chances would have been pretty small. It would be difficult to try to find a foster mother for him, and so we thought that he would be maybe better off to stay with us as an education animal. We get over 1,300 patients a year, and you try not to get close to those because you know 40% of them are going to die. The few like Charlie that we keep, we allow ourselves to become close to him, and so he's like the family pet. He's part of the family, and of course he was named after the officer who rescued him.
Now Charlie the porcupine lives at the Medicine River Wildlife Center. They found a book to give them some idea of what to expect raising a porcupine, but as Carol Kelly will tell you, every animal, just like every person, has its own personality.
He likes to snuggle. You have to be careful when snuggling with a porcupine. When he snuggles, you end up with the odd quill. But he's particularly snuggly today. This is new. This is kind of new. And we'll give him a stuffed porcupine that he has in the other room and see. And he likes to, that's what he wants to do, is he wants to wrestle. They tend to be solitary animals, so I find it interesting that he plays this much. We've learned a lot about just how intelligent he is and how very social he is and how he does like to play. I had no idea that they would chase a ball and run around in circles and follow you like a puppy. And I do believe a lot of people have said to me, I never realized porcupines were so cute, until when they see Charlie's face, they're just in awe of how cute he is and how playful he is.
Thanks to Charlie, the crew at the Medicine River Wildlife Center have a chance to share their knowledge about porcupines and wildlife in general with people all over the province.
And he could teach people that porcupines it's easy to live with them. They're not difficult, they're not horrible, they don't chase you down and shoot quills at you and a whole lot of other myths. He still acts very much like a porcupine, but he's not afraid of people, which makes him an excellent education animal.
Of course, the most important thing Charlie teaches us applies universally.
Our message flows over to our human neighbors too, and to our wild neighbors, that once you understand them, you don't need to be afraid of them, and you can live better with them.
Now that you're not afraid of porcupines, remember, don't try this at home.
They're very smelly. We have to do a fair bit of cleaning to keep the smell down. They have a very high, musky odor. And as you can see, playing with them can be dangerous, not particularly nice.
For those of us with no experience, it's not a very good idea to touch a porcupine. But chances are, if you come to the Medicine River Wildlife Center, Charlie will touch you right in your heart.
You will get to see the porcupine and up close. His new cage that we're building is plexiglass, so you can sit right next to him and get up close to him that way without having actual contact with him. If you think you have an orphaned or you think you have something that's injured, but you're not 100% sure, the best thing to do is call, or call for advice if you've got something that's causing a problem in your yard. Call for just a question to identify a bird at a feeder. We get about 8,000 phone calls a year. Our line is open 24 hours a day. You'll often get a voicemail, and that's because we're really busy, and we'll just take the messages in order that they come in. But call us whenever you need some advice or some help.